Hi everyone, welcome to this video lecture on Manufacturing Industries, Grade 10, Geography, Chapter 6, Manufacturing Industries. What are the learning objectives of Manufacturing Industries or this chapter? Basically, in this chapter, we are mainly concerned with manufacturing industries which fall in the secondary sector. The economic strength of a country is measured by the development of manufacturing industries. That's the reason why this chapter is very important for all the students to understand the importance of manufacturing industry, because the basic economic strength of the country is measured by the development in this particular industry. So we need to focus and understand this manufacturing sector very clearly and in detail. Now, moving on to understand what is the importance of manufacturing industry. The importance of manufacturing industry can be broadly categorized into 10 to 15 points, because you need to answer the 5 marker in detail. So please note down the points very clearly. First, as I mentioned clearly, backbone of development. Any country's development is taken into consideration basing on the development of the manufacturing sector. So first is the manufacturing sector's growth is considered as the backbone of development for any country. Secondly, it is the economic development that is being measured through the statistical data what we get from the manufacturing sector. Thirdly, we also look manufacturing sector as the helping hand for the modernizing agriculture. How does this help the modernizing agriculture? They help in making machines which are useful for the agricultural activities to go on easily, so which will also increase the production output of agriculture. So manufacturing industry helps modernizing agriculture. Then next, it reduces the heavy dependence of people on the agricultural income by providing them jobs in secondary and tertiary sector. Very important aspect. It reduces the dependence of the people, those who are dependent on agriculture for income, by providing them an alternative job either in the secondary or in the allied tertiary sector. And the next point is, industrial development is a precondition, is a prerequisite for eradication of unemployment and poverty from our country. For any country for that matter, if you need to eradicate unemployment and poverty which are interlinked, we need to have industrial development in place. It also aims to reduce the regional disparities by establishing industries in the tribal and backward areas. The main focus of establishing industries during the second 5-year plan was to reduce the regional disparities where there is less availability of water, where there are more tribal communities staying, where the backward regions are there, dry lands are there. Those lands are used for establishing manufacturing industries, because they can help the people, those who are dependent on the agriculture sector, to attain a job and reduce their dependence on agriculture. Basically, when we are talking about the regional disparities, we clearly understand that the water availability in India in few regions is really very less. Some places are really dry lands. So in those areas, we need to have an alternative sources of incomes other than agriculture, because agriculture needs huge amounts of water. This is the 5 key points about the importance of manufacturing. 1, it is a backbone and economic development of the country. It helps in modernizing agriculture by producing modern tools. It reduces the dependence of people on agricultural income by providing them jobs in secondary and tertiary sector. Industrial development is a precondition for eradication of unemployment, and poverty from our society can be eradicated through focusing on industrial development, and through the industrial development we can also reduce the regional disparities in tribal and backward areas. We can also export the manufactured goods and expand the trade and commerce with the other countries. What we are producing in our country can be carried, means can be exported to the other countries and establish trade relations with those countries, and in return we attract the foreign exchange, which is very important for our country. We can also use that relations to establish and grow our trade and commerce relations. Countries which can transform their raw materials into a wide variety of finished goods of higher value are prosperous. The most developed countries of the 21st century are the countries which are able to transform their raw materials into a wide variety of finished goods of higher value are prosperous. So India needs to be in prosperous zone, then India needs to focus on increasing and diversifying its manufacturing industries as quickly as possible. Agriculture and industry are not exclusive of each other. We always misunderstand that agriculture and industry are different industries, but in reality it's not that way. They move hand in hand because it doesn't work like that. They need to go hand in hand. For instance, the agro industries in India have given a major boost to agriculture by raising its productivity. So the productivity, the industry, the agriculture and the industry are not separate entities. They go hand in hand, which also helps them to boost each other. How are farmers benefited by manufacturing sector? We always assume that farmers are not benefited by the manufacturing sector, but as I told you earlier, the raw materials are made and sold. The requirements, the equipments such as irrigation pumps, fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, plastic and PVC pipes, machines and tools, etc. These all are the tools which are used by the farmers for doing agriculture. So agriculturalists are increasing their production, but also production process very efficient. So the tools which are made by the manufacturing sector is not only in increasing the production of the agriculturalists, but is also making them to produce the process in a very efficient way. And our manufacturing goods must be at par in quality with those in the international market. Only then will we be able to compete in the international market. So our industry need to be more efficient and competitive when compared to the global market. So the manufacturing sector plays a very important role in any country's development. That too more specifically in a country like India, where we are majorly dependent on agriculture, needs to focus more in developing the manufacturing sector, and that can make India a prosperous nation very soon.